That's what we do. We just help out the community and do what we need to do when we have to do it.
A local priest briefly found another calling last night. He was inside the Notre Dame seminary when the nativity scene caught fire. He immediately rushed out with a fire extinguisher, and his quick thinking may have saved the display, which goes up in a very visible spot on South Carrollton Avenue every year.
Rachel Hanley takes us through what happened.
A nativity scene is saved, but don't call it a Christmas miracle. The credit goes to Father Josh Rodrigue.
It was just a fortunate situation where everyone had to be where they were at that time.
Around 6:30 Thursday night, the hay in front of the creche at Notre Dame Seminary burst into flames. Father Rodrigue is the seminary's rector. He was in the hallway talking to a student when another one called him.
He had said, "Father," he says, the nativity set's on fire.
This security video shows how quickly the flames spread. Father Rodrigue knew he had a fire extinguisher in his room upstairs.
So I ran 3 floors up, got the fire extinguisher, ran 3 floors down, ran outside, and went ahead and went to the nativity scene and started putting it out.
White collar and all. By the time he was done, the hay was still smoldering, but most of the flames were out. Firefighters got there and finished the job.
With priesthood, anything is possible. You're going from teaching to healing to putting out fires to unclogging toilets. It's everything.
The seminary's maintenance team spent the next morning getting rid of the burned hay. They think this was an electrical fire.
Probably a loose connection. There was some splitter with multiple extension cords going off to the different lights that we had.
There were wires running under the pile of hay connected to the Christmas lights on the display. In the video, you can see them flicker right before the fire starts. When workers pulled the wire from the hay the next morning, it was burned. This all happened less than 2 weeks out from Christmas, but thankfully the statues themselves are fine. There are some scorch marks on the base of the display, but Father Rodrigue isn't bothered by them.
It's not like everyone, is free from injury and harm. And so it's a good reminder that, well, there are some harms that can come up even to a nativity set, but the Lord will protect us in all things.
The facilities director plans to replace the wires before the big day. The hay, too. Maybe.
Maybe come up with something a little less flammable.
Rachel Hanley, WWL, Louisiana.
Father Rodrigue actually spent time as a volunteer firefighter earlier in his career, but he doesn't think the training was what guided him last night. He says he was just doing his duty.